I have started it, Spiro. Did you receive the
Perfect.
notification? Okay.
Okay, so recording has started. Again, welcome. Thank you for joining today's session, the info day about the CyberSecDome Open Call Round 2. This session will focus for the open call information regarding round two. Of course, there's going to be a short introduction for the project, the CyberSecDome project, by our project coordinator, Armand. Then we will dive into the specifics for the round two. And afterwards, our technical coordinator, Dr. Mohammed Hamad, will provide more details about the technical aspects and what we expect from you regarding round two. So, with no further ado, Ahmed, the floor is yours, and then we will dive into the open call round two specifics.
Okay, hello to everyone. I hope you can hear me well. As anticipated by my colleague Spiros, today we are here for the CyberSecDome project, and we have reached the, let's say, the phase of second round of the open call, which, Spiros will provide more details after my presentation. I'm just going to provide a very short introduction of the projects, just in case you didn't have time to look at it or at the project website. But this is important in order to also to align, let's say, with your needs, and to see that if your ideas, your proposals are fully aligned with the project objectives and the project also requirements. So CyberSecDome stands for Innovative Virtual Reality-Based Intrusion Detection, Incident Investigation and Response Approach for enhancing the resilience, security, privacy, and accountability of complex and heterogeneous digital systems and infrastructures. It's a project that was funded by the Horizon Call in 2022, Cybersecurity 01, and it's an innovation action. So the funding, let's say, rate was at 70%. I just want to point out two important things here. The first one, as you can see for the call, so the call was from 2022, meaning that all the participants, let's say the countries that were eligible at that time, are eligible also for, let's say, for applying and receiving funds by the open call. So at that time, UK and Switzerland was not associated countries to the Horizon Europe, so they were receiving funds by their national authorities. So this means that we cannot fund application from UK or Switzerland. So going back to the project, we started in September 2023, and we have more or less another year left until August next year. And this last year of the project will be the total duration, let's say, of the second round of the sub-projects that we are going to select during this second round. So in terms of the consortium, we have a variety of partners with heterogeneous and multiple experiences. So we have partners from industry, majorly the coordinator, Airbus, cybersecurity, the system integrator, and the technology provider. Then we have two pilots, Athens International Airport and the OTE group of companies, the main telecommunication provider in Greece. And then we have a variety of universities and SMEs that are part of the consortium, starting with the Technical University of Munich, that is also the technical coordinator of the project, INT Atlantique from France, Link Open University from Sweden, and Technical University of Crete from Greece. And Anglia Ruskin University is an associated partner. And then, of course, we have AIT Digital as association of smart and digital companies around Europe that is supporting us also in reaching out to different companies and SMEs that can be interested in the project results. So what was the vision of the project? So why we started this proposal, and then this was then after selected from funded by the commission. So we have three main pillars that we constructed our project. First, the first one was about democratizing and combining AI-enabled tools to provide better prediction of cybersecurity threats and related risks in order to provide a more efficient and dynamic selection of incident responses against cyber attacks. The second pillar is about virtual reality, and so we have integrated virtual reality in order to provide situational awareness for the detected incidents, risk, and responses in real time. So you will see later, probably in the presentation of Mohammed. So it's just another layer of, let's say, of user interface beside the standard web-based or mobile-based interfaces that we have seen so far. And the last one is to optimize the collaboration among the different stakeholders that are part of the digital infrastructure by developing privacy-aware information and knowledge sharing mechanism. So this is the list of the objectives of the project. Okay, I'm not going to go into the detail in each of them, also because each of the objectives respond to a different component or different components in that we have developed as part of the project. But I want to emphasize only the last objective, which is to achieve pilot-driven prototypes of security services ready for internal and external pilots. As I have already anticipated, we have two organizations that are part of the consortium that are pilot companies. Then we have already the first round partners, the first round of the open call that we selected 9 sub-projects. And now we are going to select, let's say, other 6 or 7 sub-projects that will test the overall CyberSecDome system. Because in the first round, the focus was mainly in validating and testing the single component or some of the components, while in this round, the main focus is to test and validate the system as a whole, but in other domains or NSA sectors. This is the big picture of the CyberSecDome. So as you can see, we can have either one single dome within the same organization, or we can have multiple domes. And within each dome, we have a set of components and services that we provide, starting with, let's say, with the data and the infrastructure layer. Then we have the AI-empowered security tools that we will see also in a few seconds. And then the virtual reality interface. And this is also supported by the privacy-aware information and knowledge sharing. So this is the detailed view of the architecture, but again, I will leave this to my colleague Mohammed, that he will provide more technical insight about the project. These are the 2 pilots, as I already anticipated. So we have one in the telecommunication sector and one in the airport. So now we look for other sectors, so pilots and organizations that operate in other domains, in order to make sure that what we have developed as part of the project are also valid for other sectors, or if there are other needs that we need to, let's say, to consider in order to be ready for the commercialization of the project after the project ends. And this is the list of key exploitable results. So these are the main, let's say, services or components that we are developing as part of the project. So this full package will be, let's say, made available to you in order to make the testing and provide us the feedback. Again, here, I'm not going to go into the detail, because also in the open call documents, you will find some detailed information, but also probably in the technical presentation, my colleague also will we send you more details. In terms of time plan, as I mentioned, so we are now close to, let's say, to the end of the second year of the project, and by the end of this year, we intend to release let's say, an updated version of the CyberSecDome system and the different components, so which will be ready, let's say, for you to start the testing, and this will help us and support us in building the final integrated version by the end of the project. I think that's it for my side. I don't know if you have any question. Otherwise, I give back the floor to my colleague Spiros.
Thank you, Ahmed, for this presentation. We will have a dedicated question and answer session, so feel free to note down any questions you may have from the presentations you will see. Of course, the presentations will be available and shared with you afterwards as soon as possible. So unless there are any specific questions for the project overall, let's move on. Let me share my screen with the presentation of the open call. I hope you can see my screen. So as we said, today's session will be all about making the CyberSecDome Open Call Round 2 process clear to you, of course, accessible and useful for you in terms of getting the core information that you will need to prepare your proposals. We will cover the call objectives. We will cover the ways that you can apply, what kind of funding is available, how the evaluation in the open call will work, and of course, we will leave time for your questions and at the end of the presentation, so you can walk away knowing exactly what to take with you and how to participate in the open call. Very briefly, let me say that what we're going to present in this slides. There seems to be an issue. I cannot move on. Can you see the next slide? I guess yes.
Yes,
okay.
We can.
Yes, sorry about that. So we will go through the open call, an overview of the open call, how it was structured. Then we will dive into more specific details about round 2, and I will pass the token to Dr. Mohammed Kamal, the technical coordinator of the CyberSecDome project. He will provide more information regarding the technical aspects, and of course, a dedicated Q&A session at the end of today's info day for you to ask any questions you may have. Either these questions have to do with administrative issues or technical aspects of the project. As you saw through Armand's presentation, CyberSecDome project, funded under the Horizon Europe, aims to provide improvement in cybersecurity using advanced AI and virtual reality technologies. The mission is to enhance cybersecurity and create collaborative solutions that secure Europe's digital future. So the CyberSecDome Open Call is a great opportunity for you to get involved in shaping the future of cybersecurity. We are looking for SMEs, industry professionals, researchers, and academic institutions with experience in the cybersecurity sector. Now, the open call was carefully structured and designed to guide the participants through the development and testing phases of the CyberSecDome solution. So let me walk you through the 2 rounds we had. The first round, that is now in the deployment phase, aimed to validate and test the core functionalities of the CyberSecDome prototype with up to 120K per project. At the current stage, the selected projects are in the full development phase, and the round is still in progress. We expect to have this round ended by month 28 of the project, which will have the results. Now, round 2 comes to build on round 1 in terms of the evaluation of the final solution, the integrated prototype, and in real-world settings. What this means, in round 2, we practically are looking for complete testing and validation of the final CyberSecDome prototype under real operational environments. This means taking the platform out of the lab, let's say, and into real world settings where it can be appropriately challenged and assessed. The sole topic of round two, because we only have one topic now in round two, encourages the applications from domains, let's say, that are currently underrepresented in our pilots, as Armand pointed out. So this could include sectors such as healthcare, energy, finance, manufacturing, public services, smart cities. So the key here is scalability and relevance. We want proposals that push CyberSecDome into new contexts, demonstrating its effectiveness and broad, let's say, applicability. It is very important. And so to diverse your proposals and use cases from the existing ones. Now, proposals must test, as we said, the CyberSecDome core functionalities, but this time this needs to be done in the whole CyberSecDome final prototype solution. That includes the AI-based threat detection, the VR-driven situational awareness, the dynamic risk assessment, and the collaborative threat intelligence. So beyond though, let's say the technical side, we also expect each applicant to define domain-specific use cases that complement, let's say, the pilots we already have. Not complement, rather broadening, let's say, the spectrum there. So now we have pilots in the aviation and telecommunication, but we need to diverse and present the effectiveness of our solution in other sectors as well. Remember that the selected participants in round two will work closely with our OpenCall implementation team, meaning technical partners from the project. So collaboration and access to a representative, let's say, operational environment is also essential in round two. Now, regarding the funding for round two. So for round two, the available maximum budget is up to 720K with up to 120K per project, which practically means that approximately 6 or 7 projects could be selected to participate in this round. Of course, priority is given again to SMEs, like we did in round one, but this should not discourage, let's say, larger organizations and entities, for example, industry sector, technology adopters, research, academia to also apply. But what is important here is not let's say the numbers, the budget you see here, but the expected impact. So keep in mind that we are looking for proposals that practically prove CyberSecDome can scale across domains, proposals that validate the platform in operational real environments, and of course that we can have clear actionable feedback for technical refinements. So the ultimate aim is to strengthen, let's say, innovation uptake for us and create a pathway for exploitation. So think about the bigger picture here. So not only how your work contribute to your own goals as part of this open call, but also to the resilience of the Europe's digital, let's say, infrastructures. So we're looking for the bigger picture. Okay, now who is eligible to apply? As Armand pointed out very clearly, applicants must be legally established in an EU member state or an Horizon Europe associated country. And because the CyberSecDome project, was funded by 2022, this means that we fully follow the rules for Horizon Europe eligibility criteria for the applications and mean for the participation that were in full effect during 2022. So unfortunately, UK and Switzerland are not eligible countries for the CyberSecDome Open Call as participants, as applicants. However, there is always the option of, let's say, subcontracting. So keep that in mind as well, which is another option. More on that later on. Okay, so apart from the eligibility regarding the country, proposals may come from a single organization, or you can apply as a consortium. But if you apply as a consortium, at least one SME needs to be included and preferably lead the consortium. So as you see, the SME requirement is not optional for the open call. For the CyberSecDome Open Call, it is a must. So, because we're particularly interested in pushing forward the contribution from SMEs. Of course, again, larger entities are more than welcome to participate because they also play an important role. Also, remember that in terms of eligibility, it goes without saying that double funding is not allowed, and all participants or applicants need to comply with ethics and legal requirements. And of course, you need to be able to show that you have the financial capacity to cover any costs not funded by this call. Speaking of funding and costs, the funding model is again straightforward here. So SMEs can receive up to 100% of their eligible costs, with larger enterprises and other entities claiming up to 50% of co-funding. So the maximum amount per project, again, I repeat it, is 120,000 euros. And in terms of eligibility costs, this include personnel cost, equipment, travel, subcontracting, other direct costs, and of course, 25% flat rate for indirect costs. The aim is, of course, to keep the model simple and flexible in order to support a variety of projects while also ensuring accountability. So, when planning your budget, focus on realism and justification, because the evaluators will look closely on how, let's say, your budgeting, your cost is close to the proposed activities. So there needs to be a realism and practicality on that aspect. Keep that in mind. Regarding now the steps, what you need to do to apply for the open call round 2. The steps are exactly the same as were for round 1. So we utilize the F6S platform for this. So what you need to do is, if you don't have already a profile in F6S platform, you need to create one. It's totally free. There is no cost on that. And then submit your proposal by completing the online form you have there and uploading your proposal in a PDF format using, of course, the official template. The official template, alongside with all the open call documentation, meaning the official guides, can be found on our website. There is a dedicated web page for Open Call Round 2. You can find all the information there. Make sure you carefully read the Open Call guides, just to make sure you have all the information, because in those guides, those guides explain exactly, let's say, what's required and how your proposal will be assessed. Some practical rules here. The proposal needs to be written, of course, in English language. And in this round, there is a page limit. So your proposal must not exceed the 30 pages. So don't submit extensive proposals. There's no need for that. The deadline, again, is strict. More on the dates in the following slides. And keep in mind that you want to avoid late submission, so don't submit your proposal at the very last minute, because if there is any kind of technical issue with the platform, then you may face some issues and may not be able to submit your proposal. Of course, there is a dedicated supportive team in the F6S platform in case you have any technical difficulties, and you can communicate with them directly. In any case, you can also communicate with us. More on the communication information in the following slides. The deadline for the submissions is the September 30th at 5 CET, which is Brussels time. Before I provide more details on the, let's say, key dates that you need to keep in mind, let me give you a brief outline of the evaluation criteria. So, how the proposals will be evaluated. Practically, we have five, let's say, main criteria that we will pay attention to. The first one, relevance and alignment, of course, which means if the proposal fits CyberSecDome scope and whether the KPIs you present are meaningful. Then we have the excellence criterion, which have to do, of course, with whether your proposal is technically strong and ambitious, with a clear contribution to the EU digital resilience. Then impact, where we will investigate if there are measurable outcomes, a good dissemination plan, and of course, a clear way of feeding results back to the CyberSecDome framework. Implementation criteria will check if the plan, of course, is realistic, the one that you will propose, and if the team has the expertise to execute that plan. And of course, finally, the value for money criteria, which will answer the question whether your budget is reasonable, and we will check out if risks have been thought through well enough. Its criterion will be scored from 0 to 5. So in order to be eligible, you need at least 3 as a threshold in every category, in every criterion, and an overall score of 3.5. But that is not the end, because if there are ties, in case of a tie, for example, two proposals have the same exact final overall scoring, the excellence criterion will determine which of the proposals will get to pass. And if there is also the identical scoring there, then other factors will play out, because, for example, we will give priority to organizations that were not funded in round one. And this is important to keep in mind, because if, for example, you're an organization that was funded under in round one, it does not mean that you will don't have a chance, but we will provide priority to entities and applications that did not pass for round one. Also, another thing that is good to know is that in case that you applied during round one under topic one or any other topic, you can definitely reapply if you were not selected. Given though that you adjust the proposal on the context of round two to be properly to properly address the scope, the objectives, and so on and so forth. So, of course, you can reapply for round two. We invite you to do so. In fact, we have already sent some, let's say, communication to people who applied in round one and did not get funded to try again. So, let me conclude the presentation by giving you some key dates. The open call, the round two, officially started under August 1. So the application system also opened from August 1. So from the 1st of August, you are able to apply. Sorry, someone is not muted. Could you please mute yourself? Thank you. So applications have started from August 1. September 30th is the final day to submit your proposal. So please try to submit early. And after that deadline, proposals will go through the eligibility checks, which will take up to early October. Evaluations will go through October and early November. By November 7th, we expect to have the communications to all the applicants about the results. And the expected time for the grant agreement preparations for the selected projects we expect to take place immediately after. The selected projects are expected to start on the 1st of December of 2025. So the whole process is, as you see, fast moving. Keep that in mind when planning, let's say, your resources, because you will need to be ready to mobilize quickly if selected. Finally, before I give the floor to Mohammed for the technical presentation, here are the channels that you can find us, the emails, and all social media where you can communicate and contact with us. So if you, for general inquiries, you can use the info@cybersecdome.eu. For open call specific questions, you can use the open call at cybersecdome.eu, where we will be answering all your questions. If you have specific questions, you can send them there. Specific, I mean, for the open call, even if this has to do with administrative issues of the process or some technical questions that you may also have. We will make sure that everything is addressed. Also, if you face any difficulties with the platform, with the F6S platform, as I said earlier, there is a dedicated support team on the F6S platform. So if you face any technical difficulties, you can directly communicate with them. They will help you to set up your account if you don't have already one. And if there are any problems, technical issues with your submission, please let us also know. You will inform the F6S team, but you will also send an email to the open call at cybersecdome.eu email, so that we are aware as well, and take that as a note just in case something happens, to make sure that we secure your application. Of course, you can follow us also in our social media channels. We frequently post there information regarding the open call, so you can. It's a good way to stay in the loop. And of course, you can also register in the newsletter, as also information is circulated through the newsletter of the CyberSecDome. So this is practically all from my side. Now we'll pass the talking to Dr. Hamad, the technical coordinator of CyberSecDome. He will give you more insight in the technical aspects of the project, and after that we will have our Q&A session, and the floor will be to you, to the audience, to ask your questions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Spiros. So let me check if I can share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So hello also from my side. My name is Mohammed Hamad. I'm the technical coordinator of the CyberSecDome. I am from Technical University of Munich, and today I will just show you briefly what is a CyberSecDome, how it looks like, and maybe some things to remember while you are writing your proposal. We will start with the technical objective of the project in total, which I mean you need to understand, which should be also aligned while you are writing your proposal. So the main goal for us was to increase the resilience of digital infrastructure. And how we can do this is by providing dynamic cyber incident response capability for the owner of the digital infrastructure, and enhance the coordination between different teams that they are handling the incident via the so-called coordinated cyber incident response. We provide many AI-based or AI-empowered tool that ensure and provide services for cybersecurity. This is range from including detection, risk analysis, and also the incident handling. We aim to provide a better understanding about the AI method that we are using, and because of that, we use the first reality to enhance the explainability of the tool, and also to give a better situational awareness about the attack and the threat that the digital infrastructure is facing. And finally, one of the main components that we already have is the automated pen testing component that we use it to discover hidden vulnerabilities. Armin already showed this picture, which is represent the big pictures of CyberSecDome, and there we can see mainly 4 layers. So there's a first layer, which is about the digital and virtual infrastructure. Then in the top, we have all the AI-empowered security tools. In the top of that, we have the virtual reality that interact with the system and the tool. And if in case we would like to share information between different DOMs, we have the fourth layer, which is privacy-aware information and knowledge sharing. I will go in detail for each one of this layer, but this is also the more detailed picture and show the component within each one of the layers. And I said I will now go through and show you how the interaction between the component and what we are expecting from each one of them. So the first layer, which is the digital and virtual infrastructure, I think this is the very important one because this is what we are expecting from the external pilot. So for us, we will use this layer to provide us with information, mainly data that come. And why we call it here virtual and digital, because in the first open call and also the second open call, we could accept environment that it's already implemented as a digital twin. So if you have within your infrastructure, already have a digital twin environment that replicate what you physically would like to have, we will be also super happy to work with this copy, the digital copy. So for us, we have the two types that can be applied here, either directly as the real infrastructure that you're already hosting, or a digital twin copy of this is, and this can be in the case of VMs, cyber range, and etc. And the goal from this is, as I said, is to gather information and to train the models. And this is what we were doing in the Open Call 1 and within the internal pilot. But now also would like to use the data that you already share with us to test the model that you already have. And whenever I say the data now, it's not only the legitimate data, but here it must be include attack data that can trigger the next layer, which is the intrusion detection and prediction. Within this big component, we have two subcomponents. The first one is intrusion detection. And this is a real-time network cybersecurity evaluation component. So mainly our whole CyberSecDome now deal with network-based attacks. And this component is rule-based detection. It will work hand by hand with another component called intrusion protection. And this intrusion protection will be machine learning based protection for the attack that we really get. So by getting some network traffic, we'll try to get either if there's already some kind of confirmed alert via the intrusion detection or predicted alert via the intrusion protection. And this can be combined together. And we will create an alert that will be shared now to the next layer, which is the incident investigation. So the incident investigation, the goal of it to try to look at the alert that was shared by the IDP and try to create now a relation between the different alerts that we are receiving during the time. And the goal is to provide kind of semantic meaning and capability reasoning of the ongoing attacks. This also will support us to create kind of chain of evidence that support the security analysts whenever they would like to investigate the specific case of the attack. There's two other tools that also here support. The first one, which is the dynamic risk analysis. So this component, while the attack is happening, it will be always try to quantify the risk related to this attack. And for this, I put this is in red because for any proposal that they will win, the asset list is very critical for us. So this is something that we always keep it in mind. At the moment that the project is approved, we will ask you for the whole list of the assets that you already have either in the real or in the digital infrastructure. And there's already some kind of requirement by the tool, how the tool will, let's say, store and read these assets. And this must be provided as a first step whenever we do the onboarding. Then we have another tool, which is the automated pen testing. And this is also AI-based automated pen testing to automate the vulnerability scanning. This will also perform the attack automatically. And the goal of this tool is to provide an overall understanding how the attack originated and evolved within the digital infrastructure. Here, we need to always keep in mind that to make this tool function, this tool required to access, let's say, an attack surface in your system. And this is what we put it in parentheses, that we need some kind of, let's say, physical access to make this tool running. Now, after we get the attack and we understand now the risk, there's another tool which now try to provide some kind of incident handling for this, and this will happen in dynamic and adaptive way. And the goal of this tool always to understand what we are facing and try to propose a playbook that can mitigate the attack that we already have. This playbook will be shared now with the security analyst, the people who work in the SOC. And the SOC analysts now need to look at this response and try to approve, because it will give more than one proposal. And the SOC, they can use both, they can use one. And while this selection will happen, we see how the system is react to this, and this will allow the tool to learn more about the, let's say, how much the response was working or not. As I said, we already have now in the top of all this AI tool, we have virtual reality interface, and the interface will allow the SOC people to get better understanding about what they are facing. So this is what we call the situational awareness and live overview about the cybersecurity status of the system. It will also allow the collaboration between multiple SOC analysts in the same team or SOC analysts in different teams. And it uses augmented reality to improve the understanding of the automated AI-based cybersecurity operations. So this will try to be used as a tool to improve the understanding or the explainability of the AI. So why the intrusion detection or prediction was predicting this attack, because now we will have some kind of visualization about the method or about the AI model, and hopefully this will allow the security analyst to understand why and how. To, of course, part of the project, if your project get, let's say, funded, you need to keep in mind that you need to buy the equipment for this, and this is not something very expensive. So I guess also we have in the technical specification for this is we already propose some kind of VR glasses that you can use and buy. And this is need, as I said, to be considered as part of the budget that you receive. Now, the final part, which is about information sharing. And here we have two types of information that we'd like to share between the different domes or different infrastructure. The first one is about the threat information and what kind of attack I'm facing, the indicator of compromise, and etc. All this information will be shared via this subcomponent. The other also innovative and important things for us is to try to share the knowledge between the AI model, and we do this is via Swarm and federated learning. So now we have the trained model with one DOM can be now the knowledge they are transferred to another DOM without risking sharing the private information within these two DOMs. And this is with the hope that will increase the knowledge in one DOM about other attack that was targeting different DOMs, and let this DOM to be prepared before the attack reach this destination. So this is in total the component that we already have, and just something that it's already mentioned by Spiros, I guess, but I would like to stress on it once again. So what we are expecting from you that we need to test all the tools. So within this open call, in the open call, while we were looking at different tools, so you can test IDBS, for example, only. But for us now, we really are looking for a pilot or a use case that can look at each and every one of the components that I was mentioning. Things to keep in mind that we are looking for interesting attack scenarios and also new domains. As we already also mentioned, we already have a pilot, internal pilot, which is the telecommunication and the airport. Of course, we can get other proposal in this two domain, but we will welcome proposal from other domain that was mentioned also by Spiros, just to show the variety of the use cases where we can, for example, apply CyberSecDome. Attack scenario is very critical, and I would really highlight there. So if you would like to get successful proposal, you need to explain extensively what is your use case, what is the domain that you are having, what is the infrastructure that you already have. Plus, you need to provide some kind of nice attack scenario that you will implement. So the implementation of the attack scenario will be your responsibility, and show how this attack scenario will be used to validate and test all the tools. Speaking about the asset list that I was mentioning, this is not required in the proposal phase, but the more that you include about the complexity of your use case is better. But the moment that the proposal got accepted, the first thing that we'll ask you is to provide us with asset list. Then we can prepare the risk analysis tool and plus the virtual reality component. Another very critical thing, and I guess many people in the first round, they face this mistake that we don't have any integration. So you will not integrate any tool in your premises. CyberSecDome is function and run in CyberRange, hosted by one of the partners. And what we really need from your side only to get access to the data. This can happen via VPN or by other, let's say, method that we can arrange with you the moment that the proposal is accepted. So please don't have a work package about integration, the CyberSecDome component, because this is not true. You don't need this. So what we really need from your side, we just need the data. You implement the attack within your premises, and you just direct the data to us, and the data will be received by the IDBS, and then all the component will be triggered. Of course, you will get access to the CyberSecDome. So you'll have an account that allow you to access all the component, see how the component they are working, what the result, what kind of alert they are, let's say, sharing, and etc. But once again, this will be run in our own premises, in the CyberSecDome premises, not in your own premises. One only, I guess, maybe could be exception here that I mentioned it even before. For the pen testing, we need always to ensure that you give us, or you give the tool access to one interface that allow, for example, the tool to start function. So what we need the data, but for the pen testing, we need an access to your premises. That's all the integration that you need to have in mind. There's nothing else that you need to deal with it, or you need to assign some kind of work package and task for that. One critical thing that is not here mentioned on the slide, but it's also important. As I said, we are expecting some kind of validation and evaluation. So the companies that they already have similar solution in their premises. So if you have a solution which is about risk analysis or intrusion detection system, or some kind of advanced firewall, please mention this is in your proposal. And you need to mention that while you are doing the validation and evaluation, you validate against the tool that you already host or the tool that you already implement, because this will be plus. So I think that's all from my side for now. I will be super happy also to receive your question about the technical stuff. And once again, thank you from my side and wish you good luck.
Thank you, Mohammed, for this presentation. We have already some questions in the chat. Let's go through these questions first, and then if you have any questions, of course, you can raise your hand, and we will be more than happy to answer. First question has to do probably a bit technical. For a project proposal, is it mandatory to test all CARES components released by the project, or is it possible to select the most significant ones? I think this has been answered. For round 2, all components need to be tested, the whole solution. So feel free, Mohammed or Arma, to jump in and correct me in case I provide inaccurate answers. Now, second question. If the OpenCall is available also to start up from zero, probably mean you mean whether the company is a new one, right? Keep in mind that to prove the financial capacity, specific documents will be requested from AID, the partner that is responsible for the funding of the projects during the progression of the OpenCall. So yes, you can apply for sure, but keep in mind that specific documents, legal, financial, may be requested from our side. In case, of course, the proposal is eligible, successfully evaluated, and gets to the stage of the selection, let's say, stage. Of course, you can apply. Okay, so now the next question: what kind of funding it is? It is a lump sum? No, it's not a lump sum funding. It follows the same principles like the most of the Horizon Europe calls, especially those that were held back in 2022. So no lump sum funding scheme here. Is Turkey eligible for application? Yes. Turkey was an eligible country back in 2022. The official list of eligibility requirements is provided in the general guide and the Open Call Round 2 guide. So that is on our website. There is a dedicated page for Round 2 with specific documents. You can find all documentation there. In case you think it's not easy for you to navigate, please send an email to the Open Call at cybersecdome.eu, and we'll be more than happy to provide the documentation through email. That is also an option. But everything is uploaded online, so it will be easy for you to find all the information you need. Next question, will public deliverables be available to know more about the native use cases and about the final version of the key exploitable results available for the implementation of the project? Public deliverables, I'm not sure if we have a lot of them, to be honest, but of course public deliverables, since they have been accepted by the Commission, because there is also this stage for us. We need to submit our deliverables, then these deliverables need to be reviewed, and once they have been accepted by the Commission, the European Commission, then we can make them publicly available for everyone to read. So I guess what has been accepted, we will check that, and in case we have already accepted deliverables past the midterm review, public ones, of course, we will make them available to the public, so you will be able to also access these. Next question. There is a pre-financing after the grant agreement assignment. Yes, there is a pre-financing. There is a specific scheme on how the financing will progress for the selected projects. It is documented in the round 2 guide. I think it's 30%, if I'm not mistaken, but you can find the whole scheme in the guide, but there is a pre-financing scheme, which means that the sooner you have all the requested documents from it at hand to provide, the sooner you sign the grant agreement and the sooner the fundings get released. Another question, what will be granted in the area of innovation and scientific? I'm not sure if I understand this question. Are applicants obliged to provide specific KPIs at the stage of application, or will they be established later with you and other collaborators? Are you looking for something specific in the area of KPIs? I don't know, Mohammed, do you want to take this question? I think we have KPIs set for the internal pilots. Probably this should also be in alignment with KPIs provided by you, but I think Mohammed can answer this in more detail.
Yeah, hopefully also I get the question here clear. So the proposal or the CyberSecDome by itself, we have a list of KPI related to each tool. Of course, we are very interested to get the baseline for this from the company perspective. So maybe you can also provide some KPI from your side, saying that increase the detection by, let's say, 50%. And this means that you already have some kind of, let's say, baseline that we also will use this is to validate our tool. Creating a new KPI, I'm not sure about this is okay. I mean, if the person is there, maybe it will be easier if he or she can open the mic and talk just to understand exactly what is the main goal there.
Yes, Evelina, would you like to open your mic and make your question about the KPIs that you posted in the chat?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. So partially you already answered my questions. I was just wondering whether should we address your KPIs that you want to achieve through our work, or are you looking for something that we need to provide also? So like, yeah, our own KPIs. And I think that
Maybe if you allow me to
yeah.
answer, it's kind of mutual. So
Mhm.
you can expect that for each one of the tool, we already have at least 1 or 2 KPIs that we aim, for example, to achieve from the project owner. As a biology provider, you already have also your own one that we need to benefit, for example, from using the CyberSecDome. And my suggestion here is, as a good maybe exercise, you don't maybe look to each and every one of this, let's say, care and say, okay, I would like to provide KPI, but the more KPI there is good. And then, as I said, we can align this together for us. So if you have, for example, a KPI for intrusion detection system, which we already have one, our main interest while you are providing us the validation and evaluation to know the baseline that you already have in your company or in your use case. And then you apply for your KPI. And for us also, as part of the evaluation and validation, there's the questionnaire and saying, okay, how much we detect, was your baseline, and hopefully also we will meet our KPIs. I'm not sure if the KPI is public, if in any of the deliverable, I guess we have them in 5.1. Maybe Spiros can check if this is available. If so, I guess looking at them, it would be nice. Otherwise, I said, think about your benefit from the using the CyberSecDome by providing realistic and meaningful KPI. And I'm pretty sure that this will overlap with the thing that we already have.
Okay, thank you. That's perfectly answered my question.
Thank you. For the first part, is it the scientific and innovation? Maybe I can, if I understand it correctly, the goal of this open call is for validation. So there's no new scientific and innovation thing that we need to provide. Saying that, I guess for us, the innovation, double quotation, will be about the complexity of the attack scenario that we'll provide, and also the how much your infrastructure is comprehensive and interesting for CyberSecDome. So this is, I guess, whenever we look at the excellence part, this is the two important thing that we need to look at it. Just as a disclaimer here, we already have DDoS. So maybe the people try to avoid DDoS attack and ransomware, because we have this tool from internal pilot. Providing other attacks scenario will be very welcome there.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Valina. Let me move on with the next questions in the chat. So next question, where we can find more information about the CyberSecDome tools so that we can align with the proposal. There are some presentations on the website regarding a few of the tools. There are also some recorded webinars that we did for the first round. You can find these on our YouTube channel where the partners present the tools. And of course, as we said, once we have cross-checked the accepted deliverables and we have permission from the Commission, the public deliverables that may have more information will be made available to you. And of course, we will try to also have another, let's say, webinar where the technical partners from the project will be able to provide more information for the tools. We will try to have that before the deadline. But most of the information is already there in the guides, again, in the website. So in case you don't find a specific information you need for a specific tool, feel free to send an email in the email opencall@cybersecdome.eu, and we will get back to you with a specific answer on that. Moving on with the next question from the chat, and once we finalize the questions here, we answer all of them, we will go for another time
Maybe,
for participants.
Spiros, if you let me add one thing here. I know that
Of
many
course.
people, they may need to look at what inside this tool, but my suggestion is you can look at this tool as black box, because you will not implement them. You will not, for example, improve them yourself. This will be in our responsibility. The idea is what I presented here, what we already have in the document. Think about it that if you are now participating in a real EU project and somebody approach you and say, okay, can you write me the, let's say, pilot section? Of course, you will get some information about the tools, but as I said, we already said it. We have IDS, we have risk analysis, we have incident investigation, we have virtual reality. If the best advice from my side, look at them as a black box. They provide this functionality because, as I said, you will not deal with the internal implementation of them and how they were implemented, and just focus in a way how you can provide attack scenarios, how you can provide, let's say, very nice use cases, and the attack scenario that cover all this tool. And as I said, if you have a way how to provide a nice KPI or a method how to validate this. This is what I guess you need, and this is what most of the winner in the first open call get. So the same information was shared, and I guess we're already in good stage with them implementing their proposals.
Of course, thank you, Mohammed, for the clarification. Let's move on with the next question. Are the project expected to create a real-time pilot with attacks detected or mitigated in real time, or mainly to provide data to the component for offline processing? See pickup file requests in the docs. So I guess, Mohammed, this is your
yes.
to answer.
I did not get what mean by let's say live real-time pilot. You just need to also understand that we will give some slots for each of the, let's say, pilot while they are let's say running and validation our system. So for us, pickup a file that already implement the attack is working fine with us. Also getting the live data works with us. So we don't mandate any of the two cases. What we mandate only that we need to get a data that include network-based attack that will trigger the tool. How we provide this is whether this is live or offline, this is not big problem from our side.
I hope this clarifies things. Okay, so let's move on. Next question. Are the projects supposed to implement self-attacks and share related data, or will CyberSecDome plan these attacks?
I answer this is no. The whole implementation and the proposal of the attack should come from the pilot. So CyberSecDome will be agnostic to this. We will just receive the data. We'll try to, let's say, discover the attack that you are facing, and based on this, we will do the evaluation validation. I repeat it, I guess, for the fourth time. We are looking for network-based cybersecurity attacks.
Perfect. Thank you, Mohammed. Next question. So, no lump sum schema. Yes. Will formal cost reporting be necessary, or will scheduled payments be related to results achieved? Okay, this is for me. Good question. No. Formal cost reporting in terms of project reporting. So, yes, you don't expect to get money unless you have achieved some specific results, and you need to report these results. So I guess there will be some deliverables to be expected and to be reviewed from our side before any, let's say, portions of the total funding are released for you. So more information on that, to be honest, can be found in the guide. And of course in communication with AITA, because they are the ones that will release the fundings for the Open Call Round 2 as well, like they did in Round 1. But expect to have a similar, let's say, strategy that projects under Horizon Europe usually follow. So we expect from you some reporting. Perhaps also this may include time sheets, but this is something that we will discuss with the project that gets selected. So at this point, it's not something that should be of concern. Next question from same participant. All components to be tested. So where can we find more information on how the XR UI works in order to match it with the proposal? Again, I think Mohammed here applies again the answer that you provided earlier regarding the black box approach for the components of the CyberSecDome, right? I don't know if you have also.
Yes, but as I said, maybe we can check if we already have any presentations, anything that not scientific, not confidential, and we can maybe share it with the.
Yes, there is already some material online.
Here. Yes. Okay, good.
There is already some material online. If you need more information for the XR UI, please send an email. We will redirect to the responsible partner to provide you more information if you need them, if you need it. Next question. I know that you're still posting some questions in the chat, so maybe because we already have a hand raised, let's jump to David for not having him waiting, and we will get back to the questions posted in the chat. David, please,
yes, hello.
the floor is yours. Hello.
Thank you. I have a couple of linked questions. So if I understand correctly, and I'm sorry if I don't think you, but if you already answered this, my apologies. But so if everything is successful, then the project runs from December to August, and we do testing of the solution. And then what happens after that? What happens in next September to CyberSecDome, and what happens to our company? Is there any upside for us? What do you plan to do with CyberSecDome if all the tests are passed successfully? Are you going to sell it, open source it? Is that for just the EU's use? And what happens to us? Do we get preferential license agreements for it, to use it or to build on it or to sell it? Or are we just a hired hand? We did our testing and now we move on back to doing something else. What is the aim of all of this besides testing and completing one grant from the EU?
Okay, so let me start by saying that CyberSecDome as a project itself is a RIA project, which means a research innovation action, meaning that the final solution will not reach market. So definitely we are requested from the Commission, of course, to provide an exploitation plan as a project for our solution, but practically the solution will not reach the market. So it's not something that is exploitable in terms of commercialization, if that is what you're asking. Regarding now the participants in the open call, as in round one, also in round two, participants what gain is practically, apart from the knowledge they gain by applying their scenario attacks, in this case of round two, and networking. Of course, more for you is in terms of benefits, meaning not only you get paid to test something, because practically that's what you're going to do, to test a solution and get paid for that. But you also, in case you're not, let's say, a regular, let's put it this way, applicant in Horizon Europe calls, you gain the knowledge on how to do that in the future, because you start small by participating in open calls of an already funded project by the Commission. But if you want to know how commercially this would apply in the final product, this is not the case for this project, for CyberSecDome, because of the nature of the call. It was a research and innovation action when the call for CyberSecDome project was launched by the European Commission. So it was not requests from the consortium of CyberSecDome to provide a final solution that afterwards more would be able to exploit. That would be the case
Spiro,
of an innovation
I
action.
think you are mistaken here, because this was an innovation action, and we have to do an exploitation plan.
Exploitation plan is the case for all the projects of the European Commission. But,
but we are required to meet the TRL 7, which is already quite high.
Yes, but not market ready. It is a test bed level.
Yeah, but still, it will be something tangible that, of course, based on the intention of the consortium partners. For sure, there will be some exploitation. I can say definitely it would not be open source, because there are a lot of companies that are, let's say, providing their tools as part of the let's say, of the project development. So these tools cannot be released as open source, but probably some of the tools from the research and research and technology partners, like the Technical University of Munich or Linköping University, actually some of them are already open source, that you can also play with them outside, let's say, the project, in the sense that they are already available, and if you have the data already available, you can test them in your premises. But going back to David's question, I believe this is a conversation that will happen more towards the end of the project, like when we have more clear understanding of how many tools there will be, let's say, at a high level of technology readiness, and of course based also on the intention of individual industrial partners. But of course, if there will be any exploitation plan as our overall, and if you are interested of proceeding with using the CyberSec tools, either specific tools of the overall system, this is something that we can discuss, and once the project, let's say, is ended or close to the end of the project, and we can take it from there.
I see. Okay,
David?
thank you. And so going into the application, then there's, and especially if it's not a clear exploitation plan yet, there's no way that we could see the code or have a tour of it if we signed an NDA or something, because I have to say, as a comment, I mean, now given your presentation today, I understand a little bit more about it. But for the first round of the open call, we sent people from our company to both sessions in Brussels and Athens in person. We took notes, we watched everything, and when we sat down to write the application, we found we didn't even really understand what it was, how it worked, what it did, and we didn't feel that we were prepared to write an application. So is there any way we could see more of the code and learn more about what it's supposed to do and so on? And I mean, you've given an overview, but is there any more detail?
Mohammed, would you like to answer this?
Yes, sorry, I was muted. Thanks, David, for this. I guess maybe this was because of the how we see this open call, because I said for us, it's just a method to test and validate things, not to re-implement or fix stuff internally. Looking at the code, I would answer, but I don't believe this would be possible. I guess especially for the people who are not, let's say, already. When the open call, we will sign the NDA together, and maybe then you have more access. But I guess in the proposal phase, I don't believe this would be possible, because this would need a lot of things. What we can promise, we need to discuss, this is mainly with the coordinator, Armand, and also with Spiros, to see if we have some kind of more detailed information about the tool without revealing the confidential restriction that we already have it from the deliverable. We need to discuss this and come back to you if there's such kind of document, if there's such kind of deliverable that we would be happy to share. Saying that, David and everybody, if you have any doubt, any question, please reach out. Okay, so we'll be super happy to answer, to give all the information, all the detail that you need. But also we need from your kindly understanding that we cannot maybe also reveal much things because of the confidential nature of the deliverables that we already have here.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Mohammed. Let's move on with the next question in the chat. What is the expected project duration to be coherent with the overall CyberSecDome planning? The open call projects last for 8 months. So in total 8 months will apply also for round 2. This is the duration for projects in round 1. The same duration will apply for projects that will be selected in round 2. So 8 months is a total, let's say, it's the lifespan of the project that will be selected. So that's the time period you have. Okay, so how is the solution deployed or hosted and delivered to us? Jesus wants to know. Mohammed?
As I mentioned, all the CyberSecDome component now is running and function in CyberRange. What we will give you access to all these tools as, let's say, security analyst or user for the CyberSecDome. So the moment that the project gets accepted, we will start getting the assets. We will start give you access to the CyberSecDome as a platform, and also we give you around with all the tool to understand how this tool is working and how you can see, for example, whether they are functional or not. And once again, you don't need to deploy or implement any of this in your premises. We just need the data and we give you access to the tool later.
I hope this clarifies things for Christos. Okay, let's move on with the next question. In order to provide a complete and sound test methodology details regarding the components functionalities are needed, where can we find them? Again, all the available information on the CyberSecDome tools are on the website, and we will cross-check again what public deliverables are now in the process of being available in public. So which ones we can release for the public. I don't know, Mohammed, if you want to add something here, but I guess all the information will be available.
I guess we answered this many times now. Just to conclude, we'll just look at the deliverable that they are available and we can share them. We will also try to extract some more information about the tool, the main functionality of the tool, and also try to provide this before the deadline of the open call.
Great, thank you, Mohammed. Next question. I would like to inquire whether a use case in data center security aligns with your current strategic interests. Mohammed, I think any use case apart from aviation and telecommunication is more than welcome.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, same. I guess it fits.
So yes, this use case is more than welcome. Feel free to proceed. Again, another question, given that a considerable amount of log and sys data will have to be provided, how personal data protection will be implemented? Will you provide, for example, pseudonymization tools? That's a good question. Mohammed?
I think we have the data management plan that will be also implemented and agreed in the pilot. But this is, I would say, in a nutshell, this is the responsibility also of the pilot. This is data that will share with us. So you need to ensure that this data does not have, let's say, personal information. Saying that, I said, we will sign NDA, we will sign all these agreements. So there's no information will be revealed from our side. And if you need help there, I guess we will give some kind of recommendation how our internal pilot they would implement this case. As I said, I need to highlight also because we will have some kind of information sharing. This information sharing always by design, it's respect the privacy of the indicator of compromise, and also regarding the model, we will not share any data between different doors. The only thing that we'll share the model itself and some of the indicator of compromise that they are not tagged as private or privacy related.
Great, thank you, Mohammed. Let's move on. Can you share the presentation slides? Yes, presentation slides will be shared as soon as possible with you all, and of course will be made available on the website, so you can download them in PDF format. Next one, thank you for the presentation. Is there a particular tech stack that you require or recommend? Tech stack, I don't know what exactly you mean, Antoine. Mohammed, do you want to take this?
I would hear more from the person to get a good context.
I don't know, Antoine, if you are with us, would you like to open your mic and elaborate more on your question? No, if you cannot hear us, okay, let's move on with the next question. And if not answered, we'll get back to this. So, Christos again asks, are any certain attacks that you are most interested? Also, how should the complexity of the testing environment should be? Endpoints, nodes, etc. This is a good question. Mohammed?
We are interested of all attacks except DDoS or ransomware. This is the two that we already have them. So please try to avoid these two attacks. As I said, for the excellence part, the more that we explain the attacks, how the attacks will be implemented, and how much, for example, this is also important to your organization, is the better, because this is will increase the, let's say, the value about the attack that you already provide. Plus, I guess the more that you describe your infrastructure, this will be perceived better. So maybe just long story short, also you need to prove that you will be capable to implement this attack. So this attack we need to also know that there's proof that we will get, for example, this attack implemented at some stage.
Great. I hope this makes things clear. Okay. Sorry.
I said thanks.
Okay. Okay, Christos, so I guess things are clear now, okay? Okay, let's move on with the next question. So, next question, the black box no integration approach is rather clear for most of the components, those that process data. But what about the XR UI? If you buy glasses, we have to integrate them with the CyberSecDome platform somehow to receive and show data, correct? I don't know if we have the partner
We also
responsible for
have
this.
Mark Oliver hopefully also here. So I don't think this can consider as an integration, but maybe Mark, are you there?
Yeah, so with pleasure. So the glasses are integrated with the CyberSecDome tooling. So you can imagine it as following. So data from your platforms or your PCAPs are used, fed into the tools. And they're analyzed, you get propositions on what to do with the cyber threats, how you can improve your cybersecurity and your cyber resilience. And the virtual reality is offering you this information and enabling you to better take decisions on situational awareness and risk analysis. And therefore, if you participate in this evaluation, you will have access to such tools that might be reality in maybe 5 to 10 years. So this is clearly more research than the product-ready aspect of the project, but it will give you unique insights into what might be a reality in a security operations center in the near future. And therefore, so to stick with your question, you don't have to integrate, you just have to buy the glasses and then run the tools, and then you will have the insights on your data.
Thank you, Mark Oliver. I think I hope this clarifies things for Mrs. Bianchi. I assume she's a woman. Another question from the same person. If there is no integration needed and access to the CyberSecDome Cyber Edge will be provided, what are the technical requirements included in the call docs for? And sorry, you said avoid DDoS and ransomware was the other keyword. So avoid these two types of attack. So what are the technical requirements that we include in the documentation, you mean, correct?
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
I can jump. Yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Spiros, thank you. Sorry for the many questions. I just wanted to clarify a bit the things because we have been talking with some CyberSec guys, and I got a lot of questions about how it works and what we were supposed to do. Also, thanks to Mark for the clarification on the XR UI, because basically these tech guys was asking me, okay, but what are we showing in the glasses? What are we supposed to receive if there is any configuration needed, if we have to consider that the information will pop up on something virtualized or something like that. So this was the question I got from the point of view of, let me say, pilot and user. And the technical requirements, because we have been through this long list of what is needed for what I understood that they implement the deployment of the components somewhere. So if I understood correctly, now we have a cyber range where we have access to. So there is no need for our partners to set up virtual machines and respect these technical requirements for deployment. So I was just asking, what are these requirements for then? If we have to consider them, or it is just technical information that basically, I mean, is useful but not mandatory, so to say.
Mohammed?
I hope I get what to which technical requirement you refer to, but I can confirm to you that there's no integration. You will just deal with it. You provide us data, and you get via the virtual reality and via the interface of the tool, you see what's happening in. As I said, there's some technical, we call it technical requirement from our aspect that we need, let's say, attack scenarios. This attack scenario must be network-based attack scenario. So this is, in my opinion, this technical requirement that we need to meet. you need to expect that you need to provide the asset list. So without asset list, there's no project. We cannot move on. Okay. You need to expect that you buy, for example, as an VR glasses. So I guess if you are referring to this requirement that we already put there, this is something just to support you during the implementation of the, let's say, the project while we are there, and just to avoid ending up in case saying, okay, I wasn't aware about this, is that you need this and that attack. What we really need in the proposal phase, we really need nice scenarios, nice attack scenarios. If you already have tools in your infrastructure doing something similar to what we are doing, it will be very nice, very good to mention this is, because you will use this as, let's say, a reference base that you compare with our tool. So I guess this is what mainly we need in the excellence part. I'm not sure if this is answering your question.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. But I just wanted to have an answer to the technical guy. Say, okay, look, you will have a cyber range platform where everything will be deployed, and there will be necessary to integrate, let's say, the data stream, but not to download virtual machine and set up virtual machines locally and run the components. And I mean, everything is already ready on the cyber range level, and we have to provide data streams for the attack scenario, basically.
Yes, you just provide input and you watch out the output coming from this cyber.
And the output is the XR UI part, basically.
Part of them will be via the virtual reality, because you need to validate this, but still the CyberSecDome by itself will have the normal interfaces.
Okay.
So for example, you can see the risk assessment that it already have interfaces for inserting assets, for managing assets, for deleting assets. If you look at the, let's say we have the incident investigation, this is a solution provided by Airbus that they already have their own, let's say, legacy interfaces where you can look at all the alerts information, how this alert they are connected to each other, what kind of playbook it's already provided, etc. So VR is one way to visualize the situation. I mean, as I said, to provide situational awareness about the system, but still you will get access to each and every tool within the CyberSecDome, and you can validate each one of them one by one.
Okay, last question. I take the opportunity to have the microphone on, and I promise last question. So again, as for the VR UI, so basically there is no need for the projects to provide any, let me say, configuration for this virtual environment, because when I was discussing with the technical side, I say, okay, well, what kind of information are we supposed to get and show, and on what in the virtual reality environment? Basically, they were asking, but we have to provide a sort of meta description of the assets, of the servers, of the communication. What are we supposed to provide in order to set up something that can be
exactly? Maybe let's jump in here and let also let Mark Oliver. This is part of the asset list that we are asking to, because we will, for example, visualize your infrastructure and the virtual reality. And there you need to tell us that, for example, I have 2 servers, I have 5 IoT devices. If you'll be more nice to us, you even provide the geographical position for them, so we can arrange them for you in the virtual reality environment. And that's all what we need. The CyberSecDome people, they will re-implement this in the virtual reality. And from the glasses, as Mark Oliver said, that I guess also I will leave the back to him later, there's no configuration required there. The glasses will be as, let's say, different type of screens that you need to connect to some surfaces, and you see some kind of visualization there. So, Mark?
Yes, so Mohammed basically said the main points already. So there is two things you will get. So the first is immersive data analytics, and for immersive data analytics, you don't need to provide much. It's based on the data. And the more contextualized you want to have the information, so the more valuable the visualization should be for you, the more info is needed, and Mohammed already said it. So typical information we query from the OpenCall projects is the asset list with some dependencies between the assets, so that we know that this is the setting. And the second is, if you provide a floor plan, a geolocation of assets, example, you have surveillance cameras and they throw alarms where you have something, or you have a server room where you want to visualize, okay, this is the specific server that is doing something. If you provide the info, we will adapt the interface in order to present this. But the basic thing you need is the asset list. You need it for all the tools that we have and the dependencies between the assets. And if you also have the location information or even topology information regarding the physical location of your assets, then you can also benefit from that in the visualizations.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mark. And I would like just to highlight, we don't need this is in the proposal phase. We need only and only this is after the project get, let's say, funded. So we don't need to write, for example, all this information now in your proposal. You can speak about the assets, how much they are complex, but I say the asset list, we only need it the moment that you get the approval that you will be selected to start the implementation of the project. And then you will be connected with Mark Oliver team and they will request the question that you already said. And we start implementing the virtual reality environment for your infrastructure.
And this should definitely not be a stopper for your application, because
Yes.
typically the infrastructures have a limited amount of assets, and therefore, even if you don't have a list ready yet, typically we're able to create it with you in little time.
Thank you.
I guess we have David again, if you wish to.
Yes, you said to avoid DDoS and ransomware. What about malware more generally? Ransomware is one type of malware.
The only thing that if this is, maybe just make it simple here. If the attack will appear in the data that you'll share with us, in the pickup file, or the traffic, this is valid attack.
Okay. And one other question, for testing, can we use synthetic data or a mix of synthetic and real data, or only real data, or?
I mean, this is a very good question. This is, we said for us, we have the digital twin for your infrastructure. So if during the proposal, you said, I will not use my real infrastructure, I will use already a digital twin that represent my infrastructure, and I will implement the attack there. If you call this a synthetic data, we accept this. But this should be, as I say, generated as part of the digital twin that represents the infrastructure that you already host.
Okay, thank you.
From the chat, I don't know if we replied all the questions.
I guess there's a few questions. I guess Pius was following the question.
Yeah, but he told me he has to pick up a thing.
Okay, I guess
probably this one, just to clarify, an SME might have limited capacity on the administrative and accounting side. What are the reporting obligations for the open call? Are the timesheet required? Let's say we don't ask timesheet at the time of submission for sure. Then we might ask at the end of the let's say of the project implementation how you have accounted the amount. So the same obligation as for let's say all the Horizon or let's say Horizon Europe or Digital Europe project. So we will not ask you the timesheet at the time of the submission, but you might be asked, let's say, at the end to submit, let's say, justification for the cost that you are submitting in the report. Spiros, correct me if I said something wrong.
Yes. Thank you, Ahmed, for jumping in. Regarding this question, you're completely correct. We will follow the same approach as most of the projects in Europe Horizon. We do not request for timesheets during the application phase. There is going to be a reporting system, let's say, in terms of deliverables. So there is going to be a way to review the progress and the results that you provide, and if needed, and then if requested to support this effort that you present, then we might also ask them. It is not mandatory, but it is an option and a possibility. So keep it in mind. I hope this clarifies the answer. Next question from the chat. I don't know. There is no other questions from the audience yet. So let's keep up with the chat. Sorry if it is already been asked. Do you provide or recommend any tool, open source or license, for performing the attack scenarios required? I don't know. Do we have something in mind for this?
We don't have any specific. No, we don't have any specification for that.
So everything goes. You can use whatever you want for this. There is no specific requirement on that. Next question. It's in French. The project on what's the maximum amount, the maximum duration of the project? It's 8 months. I think we answered that earlier. So the duration for each project will be 8 months. They will start on December 1st and on the August of the same year of 2026. Sorry. So that's the maximum duration for projects. I don't know if we have any other questions. I don't see something from the chat that has been unanswered. We still have time, so if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask so that you get all the information you need. Let me also say that this recording will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. There you can find all the previous sessions we held for the open call for round one. Many similar questions were asked back then, so they may shed some light to your questions as well for this round. So it would be useful to have them. I don't know, the floor is open. Any more questions? Yes, David, please. Go ahead.
When you talk about our assets and our infrastructure, we're a small cyber security startup, so we can create those assets and infrastructure for this project. Is that right? Or we don't have a lot of assets or infrastructure aside from our people and a Google Cloud account.
So virtually assets, Mohammed?
Yeah, but I guess, David, in which, for example, domain that you place your company then?
We're a cybersecurity startup. Now we work on banking, so we could do a banking use case, but we built a fake bank for our testing of our system. So can we do that with you?
I don't know. Can we check this as an answer back to you, David? I don't want to give you an answer that may be wrong now.
I mean, who is your ideal applicant? Is it a bank or is it a cybersecurity company? I mean, who's your ideal applicant for testing? A cybersecurity specialized company or a company that works in an industry?
It is maybe in very simple answer, cybersecurity expert working with the bank.
Cybersecurity expert what?
Working with the bank, for example.
I see.
Yeah, because then they could be the SOC people that they are working to. They could be startup, cybersecurity startup, but they already have, for example, access to the infrastructure that they already have. But if it's fine, you can write a mail for us and we can just confirm the thing that you already said here instead of giving maybe now wrong answer.
Okay, who should I mail to?
The open call, I guess.
Yes,
exactly.
David.
Okay.
This is the email opencall@cybersecdome.eu. I would also recommend to send this specific email because although you will virtually, let's say, provide the use case for a sector that we do not cover yet as a project, it is a decision that perhaps the whole consortium can reflect on before taken. It would be nice to communicate this to the whole consortium, to the whole open call management team. And I would not discourage you from applying So I would proceed with applying for the round 2, because as we said, the key here is to provide use cases or not covered already.
Hmm.
Ideally,
Okay.
yeah, we would like to your company to already have, let's say, activities in a real bank. But if it is something that you do regularly and know how to set up a good proposal, go for it.
Or could a cyber company apply with a partner that is the
Yes,
bank
yes,
or the
yes.
industry?
Yes,
I see.
of course. You can apply as a consortium. You can lead the proposal as an SME, but also bringing an additional partner, a bank, or any other partner that relates to finance sector
Hmm.
to
Okay.
support your
Thanks.
proposal. That would be even better, if you ask me.
And do that. What if it's in the UK, the partner?
Then the ideal there would be to have them as subcontracting. It's the only way to add a partner from the countries that are not, let's say, eligible for applying themselves.
Hmm. But then they can subcontract, so we get the money and we pay them,
Yes,
basically. Okay. Okay.
that's why I said earlier there is the subcontracting option, because I know for sure that many stakeholders from UK and Switzerland were interested in round 1 that they could not apply themselves, but subcontracting is a way to work around that. So you
Right.
can utilize that as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, David. One new question we have in the chat. Do you facilitate connections between interested companies to build pertinent consortiums? Good question. We have a dedicated group on LinkedIn, CyberSecDome, where you can join and request for any potential collaboration with other stakeholders that already are part of the groups. But we do not particularly bring to contact with other entities. We do not do that. If you seek your own collaborations, you can do that. You can search whether in the group is someone who also requests something like that. I hope this answers the question. Oh, sorry. We missed a question here. Let me go back to that. Sorry, to get back to the issue of attack scenarios, what is exactly required to project proponents regarding them? Mohammed?
Sorry.
We have a question about the attack scenarios. What is exactly required to project proponents regarding the attack scenarios?
I
We
mean,
have covered this many.
yes. From the attack scenario, we need just to show what kind of attack that we'll implement, how we'll implement them, and how much they are relevant for us, and to avoid the 2 attacks that you already mentioned.
Avoid DDoS and ransomware, which are very usual attack scenarios used in such cases. We already covered these, so go for something different. I hope this answers the question. Next question. Should specific dissemination and communication activities be included in the work plan? Yes, of course. Why not? If you can support specific activities, we expect to have a dissemination and communication plan of your own.
Yeah, maybe also I can add something here, I guess.
Yes, of course.
The only thing that, I mean, it's normal proposal, except that please don't put the integration. So I guess dissemination is something that's important for us and must be mentioned. I guess every project management, project preparation, and then the implementation and evaluation. I guess this is some work package that I could suggest to have. Dissemination is something critical because also this is important for us to reach other KPI that we already have in the proposal. So please include it and consider it.
Okay, sorry, may I just add one consideration here? No, I was asking because in some other open calls, I got some specific requirements for, I don't know, participating to specific project events or something like that. So there is nothing on CyberSecDome side for that, but we're free to propose our dissemination and communication plan for the sub project. Okay.
Yes, there are no specific requirements, so we don't expect specific things from your side in terms of communication activities. We would definitely invite you to our events, that's for sure, but it's not mandatory if you don't want to attend. Of course, regarding the outcomes and the results, there may be some cases that perhaps we may join an event that we would like to showcase the result also from the open call. So probably you should also keep that in mind.
Maybe for the
Because,
budget.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. So, any more questions on the chat? I don't see anything. Someone would like to ask something? I see, Mohammed, you want to mention something. Your mic is
No,
open.
I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Okay, okay. I don't know if there are any more questions. We still have time. If you think of something that has not been covered yet, anyone? If not, we can, I guess we could conclude this session earlier. No,
Maybe, sorry,
yes, Christo,
maybe
please.
if I can make just one question.
Of course.
Someone mentioned the KPIs. You have some specific KPIs for each module, let's say. But we can also recommend some more. Will we be able to see these KPIs? Your KPIs, the existing ones?
For validating, you mean the tools, right?
Yes, I mean, let's say you have a containment time of 10 seconds, so we have to check the same time.
Be honest, we need to cross-check with the deliverable that these
Sure.
KPIs are included in terms of whether this deliverable has been accepted by the Commission. It has been submitted. If it is officially accepted and if it is public, if it is not public as information, we need to discuss with the rest of the partners on how we're going to deal with this, or if we can share specific information. I mean, only the metrics. So I take note on this question to discuss it with the rest of the consortium and get back to you. If you want to also pose the question through the email provided here, that would be helpful for us to keep track on things that we should address to you. So feel free to send the question there. It will be addressed for sure.
It was very clear and understandable. I get the situation. Thanks.
Thank you, Christo. Any other questions? Maybe not. Okay, let me remind that the deadline, the submission deadline is for the end of September, September 30th, through the F6S platform. The links and all the material, as I said again, is available on the website. Earlier, Ahmed provided the link to the website. Let me also add it one more time in the chat, just for your convenience. There you will find all the material you need. Plus, on our on our YouTube channel, you will be able to find previous sessions that we had with similar questions from other applicants for round one. If you need something specific that is not already there in terms of material and we can share it, feel free to send your request on the email you see, OpenCall at cybersecdome.eu. Or the contact forms on the website. And if something comes up to your mind that you cannot remember now in terms of question, feel free to ask them through the email, or our social media. You can also send us some messages there, and we'll be more than happy to address them. I guess we can conclude if there are no other questions. I don't know if Mohammed or Ahmed would like to add final remarks before we close the session.
No, from my side, I would say thank you very much for all the question. Please, if you still have some question, feel free to write us. We will be super happy to answer and clarify things that they are not clear. And good luck with the proposal.
Thank you, Mohammed. Ahmed, anything from your side? Any last remarks? Can you hear us? I don't know if you're muted, Ahmed. Your mic? maybe not. So again, thank you all for joining today's session. Good luck to everyone to your submissions. Feel free to send us any question through email. Do not feel guilty. Ping us anywhere you find us. We will be more than happy to help and answer your questions. Of course, recordings, as I said, will be available soon on the YouTube channel.